My name is Tolu. I am 7 years old and I love my parents so much. I also love my best friend, Remi. We were in the same class, sat together every day, and shared our snacks at lunch break. Sometimes we played during the break time. People would call us twins because we were always together. Remi was kind and cheerful. She liked to laugh and talk a lot. Her mother, whom everyone called Auntie Bisi, was also very nice to me. She would always smile when she saw me, and sometimes she would pat my head and say, Tolu, you are such a good boy. My mother, on the other hand, was a quiet type. She was very prayerful and always warned me to be careful about what I ate or accepted from people. I remember her words clearly. Tolu, you must not eat outside unless I say so. Even if someone gives you food, you must bring it home first. Do you understand? And every time she said it, I would nod. But I was only 7, and sometimes I did not understand why she sounded so serious. To me, people were good and life was simple. One bright Thursday morning, something exciting happened in class. Our teacher, Mrs. Williams, walked in with a big smile and clapped her hands. Children, she said, tomorrow we will be having a small celebration in class. It is Remi's birthday. The whole class cheered. Everyone loved birthdays because it meant food, drinks, music, and laughter. I was especially happy because Remi was my best friend. I imagined how much fun we would have dancing and playing games. After school that day, I followed Remi to the school gate. Our mother, Auntie Bisi, was there waiting in her car. She waved when she saw me. Ah, Tolu, my dear, are you coming for the party tomorrow? Yes, ma, I said, smiling. She laughed softly. Good. Make sure you come hungry. There will be plenty of rice and meat. I grinned even more. She always sounded so nice. When I got home, I told my mother about the party. Remi's mom is celebrating her birthday in school tomorrow, and she said there will be plenty of food and drinks, I said excitedly. But my mother did not smile. She passed from the vegetables she was cutting and looked at me carefully. Tolu, remember what I told you. Don't eat anything unless I say so. But mommy, it's Remi's birthday, I said, and her mommy is your friend. My mother sighed deeply. Yes, but still, you must be careful. Promise me you won't eat or drink anything until you come home. I promised. I even crossed my heart, but at the time, I did not understand why she was so worried. The next day was bright and sunny. I woke up early, dressed neatly, and rushed to school. Everyone was in a good mood. The class was decorated with colorful balloons, ribbons, and shiny paper. A big table stood at the front, with food covered in trays and bottled drinks lined up neatly. When the lunch bell rang, the party began. Music played from a small speaker and we all clapped and danced. Then Auntie Bisi entered the class carrying a big cake. It was white with pink icing, and on the top of it, it was written, Happy Birthday, Remi. We all sang for Remi. She smiled shyly, cut the cake while everyone shared. After that, food and drinks were shared. Fried rice with chicken, jollof rice, puff puff, small chops filled the room with a delicious smell. I remembered my mother's warning, but everyone around me was eating. Even Remi looked at me and said, Tolu, why aren't you eating? I smiled nervously. My mom said I shouldn't eat outside. Remi frowned. But it's my birthday. My mommy made this food. Don't worry, it's safe. Her words made me think, if it was our mom's food, then it couldn't be bad. After all, my mom and her mom were friends. Surely this was different. So when a plate of rice and chicken was placed in front of me, I took a small bite. It tasted so good that I forgot everything my mother had said. I ate happily with everyone else. After eating, Auntie Bisi began sharing small gifts, wrapped in colorful paper. When she reached me, she smiled warmly. This one is for you, my dear Tolu. I thanked her and quickly unwrapped it. Inside was a beautiful wristwatch, blue with a tiny cartoon drawings around it. Remi opened hers too, and hers was pink, but exactly like mine. Wow, I said, they are matching watches. Yes, she giggled. We can wear them together every day. We both laughed and put them on our wrists. It felt special, like a friendship promise. When I got home, I ran to my mother to tell her everything. Mommy, Remi's birthday was so much fun, I said. We ate, danced, and played. And look, our mommy gave me this wristwatch. The moment I raised my hand to show her, my mother's smile disappeared. She took the wristwatch gently from my hand and stared at it for a while. Did you eat anything there? She asked quietly. I hesitated, then nodded. Just small rice, mommy. Everyone was eating. Her face grew serious. Tolu, I told you not to eat outside or accept gifts without my permission. I am sorry, mommy, I said in a small voice. But Remi's mom is your friend. She sighed and shook her head. You are too young to understand. Friendship is not always what it seems. She did not say much after that. But later that night, I saw her kneeling down and praying over the wristwatch. She placed it in a small lino bag and kept it on her prayer table. The weekend came. Everything seemed normal until Saturday night. This was the first strange dream happened. In my dream, I saw myself standing in a dark place, surrounded by people. At first, I couldn't recognize them, but when I looked closely, I saw Remi and some of my classmates. They were all wearing white clothes and standing in a circle. In the middle of the circle was Remi's mom. She was holding a calabash filled with something dark, and everyone was drinking from it, one after the other. When it got to my turn, she smiled and stretched the calabash towards me. Tolu, drink, she said softly. I shook my head, but it felt like my body wasn't listening to me. My hands began to move on their own. I screamed, but no sound came out. Then when I woke up suddenly, sweating and breathing hard, I ran to my parents' room and jumped on the bed. My mother woke up immediately. "Tolu, what is it?" she asked, holding me close. I told her everything I saw in the dream. She listened quietly. Her face looked worried. "Did you wear the watch to sleep?" she asked. I nodded. "Yes, mommy." She stood up quickly, removed the watch from my wrist, and began to pray out loud. My father also woke up and joined her. They prayed for a long time before we all went back to sleep. The next morning, my mother said, "We are going to church." At first, I thought it was just a normal Sunday service. But when we got there, she took me to a special prayer room. The pastor prayed for me, poured anointing oil on my head, and told my mother to be watchful. He said that some things that look innocent are not always from God. After that, my mother thanked him and we went home. She did not allow me to wear the watch again. In fact, she burned it that evening while praying. The fire crackled and popped as it melted away, and I watched quietly, feeling a bit sad, but also strange inside, like a heavy load was being lifted. From that day, my mother decided to withdraw me from the school. She said it was better safe than sorry. I cried because I did not want to leave my friends, especially Remi. But she held my hand and said, "Tolu, sometimes God separates you from certain people for your own good. You may not understand now, but one day you will." I did not see Remi after that. My new school was far away and life moved on. But for a long time, I still thought about her. Sometimes I wondered if she missed me too. Months passed. I stopped having nightmares and peace returned to our home. My mother became happier and grew stronger in faith. I learned to always listen when she warned me. One evening, while we were having dinner, I asked my mother, "Mommy, why didn't you like me eating at Remi's party?" She looked at me gently. "Tolu, life is complicated. Some people hide things behind kindness. That is why I always have to pray before accepting anything, even from friends. You see, when you disobeyed, something entered your life through that gift, but thank God for His mercy. I did not fully understand everything, but I knew one thing. My mother's prayers had saved me." Years later, when I grew older, I began to understand it all. My mother's warning, her prayers, her carefulness, they were not out of fear, but out of wisdom. She had seen things I couldn't see. Sometimes, what looks like love can be a trap. What looks like friendship can carry hidden danger. I remember that day clearly, even now, how innocent joy turned into a spiritual battle I did not understand. But I also remembered how my mother's love became my protection. If I close my eyes today, I can still see the bright color of Remi's birthday decorations, the laughter, the music, the wristwatches shining on our small wrists. But I can also see what came after: the strange dreams, the prayer, the fire. It taught me one great lesson. Always obey your parents, even when you don't understand why. Because sometimes their warnings are the voice of God keeping you safe from unseen battle. And so, That was how I lost my best friend but kept my life. Even now, when I think about Remi, I whisper a little prayer for her. I hope she found peace too. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment if you enjoyed the story. Bye for now.